Continuing on with the theme of the power of the Mashiach, that Mashiach will be more powerful than the greatest of all Jews, including Moses. It says that the soul of Moses will engarb itself in the Messiah. And actually, Moses' soul is only the external element of that soul. The internal, the pneumius, the essence of Moses' soul, will be the soul of Messiah. Very, very difficult to understand. Moses comes from the tribe of the Levites, which has its own source, and Messiah will come from the tribe of Judah, which has its own source. So how is that possible? But the answer is that the souls are very, very complex, and they come from sources upon sources upon sources, and ultimately, the ultimate source of the souls come from Adam. And Messiah will be the embodiment of the essence of what Adam is, of all that God had put into humankind. One of the things that the Kabbalah teaches us is that there exist in the world three divisions, and they are soul, time, and space. We relate primarily to space. Time doesn't seem to matter to us, although when a person gets near the end, suddenly realizes that time is important. But we look at amassing things, even though they exist only for a fleeting moment. We don't look at the ultimate result of that. We look at mountains and rivers, and we look at possessions. And those are three-dimensional. That's space. And we forget about the function of time. And what is the function of time? Time isn't just continuity. Time is action, to be able to act and to do and to accomplish and to create new worlds and new ideas. And this really comes from an axis, according to the Kabbalah, of wisdom and understanding. Wisdom and understanding is not just intelligent. Wisdom is the source of everything. Understanding is the projection out into the future. The wise man sees that which will happen, but it is the understanding person that understands and feels and relates to the significance of the details. But that's just in our own experience. That's not really true wisdom. The interesting thing is that according to the Kabbalists, the axis of wisdom and understanding, which is the axis of time, is really superior to the axes of space. And that gives us an incredible insight into something that has puzzled physicists. And I'm going to present this idea to you. You know, there are such things that they work in concert. There are particles, subatomic particles, that have a spin in relation to each other. And these particles, when one moves this way, the other one moves that way, and they have this relationship between each other. And the scientists have split these particles apart to the point where there is no way that there can be communication between them. And when they'll spin one, the other one will spin exactly in phase. And this has been puzzling them for a long time, and that's where scientists come up with all different kinds of ideas, such as wormholes and 11 dimensions now, maybe 12 dimensions. And the Kabbalah says something else altogether. The Kabbalah says the axis of time, which is the fourth dimension, is really not a spatial, an exact spatial relationship with the three dimensions, because wisdom is the source. Chachma is the source of the three dimensions. The three axes are what they call a shmek tabak, a nothing compared to wisdom. So the axis of time is really far more encompassing than the axis of the other three dimensions of space. And so, the reason why things relate to each other, even though they may be far away in space, is because they're related in wisdom and intellect, in the primordial source of how things are supposed to be. And that primordial source, which is the axis of time, is the source of space. And space is relatively meaningless in the realm of Chachma, in the realm of wisdom, in the realm on the axis of time. And so they may be far apart in what appears to be far apart in the physical space, but they're very, very close in the axes of time on the fourth dimensional scale, and therefore they react to each other instantaneously because the supernal wisdom is all-pervading and everywhere. And Messiah has that capacity, the capacity to encompass everything in one instance, but that's not the real power of the Messiah. The real power of the Messiah, we'll get to after Pesach, is the fact that the Messiah is connected to the essence of the soul. And the soul, that's good and evil. And that is the ultimate source of all of the phases, of all of the dimensions and all the creatures of the universe. And we have to understand this and realize its import. In simple terms, the reason why space-time exists is because God wants you to be good, and God wants me to be good. I'm not any different than you.